They say this album is 25 years in the making. Have you ever heard such a... Do you ever wonder who I look to and talk to? No one's here. It's just me. I am incredibly lonely. Oh, hi there. My name's Jorge. I grew up in the 80s and I used to love getting into trouble. I have always been a friend of felines. I take my faith very seriously, attending college at a Christian school, and I've been a music fan my entire life, only recently finding out that I really like extreme metal, and I want to invite you to journey with me on my discovery of extreme metal. What is up, folks? Welcome back to A Christian Collects Death Metal. It's your pal Jorge here, back at you with another video. Thank you for stopping by. I reckon I don't say this enough, but thank you so much for all the love and support. We are at approaching 600 subscribers. Thank you. Thank you. So undeserving. Definitely, it blows my mind. I appreciate each and every one of you. I apologize for my absence. I've been gone for a couple weeks. Life, it happens. Anyway, in the meantime, I did try to do some things to spruce the place up. I got tired of looking at a stark white background. So, yeah, just slapped a few posters on the wall. We'll see how it goes. Today, my friends, we are talking about an album that is supposedly 25 years in the making. We'll talk about that, but I'm referring to a self-titled album, the one and only full length that they have, Eternal Darkness, Death Doom outfit out of, I almost said Singapore, that's the label, Sweden, Swedish Death Doom. Sort of in the same vein, it's more, some of this sounds more funeral to me. We'll get into that, but yeah, Swedish Death Doom from Pulverized Records out of Singapore. A great label. No. The cover art. What this is here is a 14th century Italian tapestry known as the Triumph of Death. No one knows who the original painter was. I'll throw the original up here on screen, but it's really something to look at. In fact, if you look at some of like their demos, some of the images that Eternal Darkness uses, they go with this sort of aesthetic, and it really fits. It's almost a black metal vibe just based on the album covers, or the different cover arts they used for different stuff that they've put out. It's really cool. I like that a lot. So the band themselves originally formed in 1990 under the name Necropsy. Now, they recorded this, like I said, this is their one and only album, full length, with a runtime of around 40 minutes. It goes by fairly quick. Some of these Death Doom acts, they be... Hey, we all know that tends to linger on some of these albums. Go and go and go. But this seems like the right amount of time. And it feels meaningful, and it feels authentic, and I think that's mainly due to these 8 tracks. They were composed from 2019 to 2024, and it all deals with the process of death, loss, grief, and when you hear the album, it sounds like, the music itself, it sounds like that. It sounds like the band had been through some stuff. I mean, it has a genuine authenticity to it that really rings through. And I think another part of that helps is the production. This was recorded in their old rehearsal space, I assume live. The way that I read the Pulverized Bandcamp page, it doesn't say it in those words, but it says it was recorded in their old rehearsal room, so I assume that was live. If that indeed is the case, then that makes sense on why the music sounds the way it does. There's almost like a a grittiness, a murkiness to the production, the sound quality that really fits. It more than just an aesthetic. It just it works so well. If you haven't heard it yet, I really encourage you to check them out. So this is the variant that I picked up. It is like it doesn't really come through the greatest on camera. It's like a blood red with like a black marbling. It's really, really cool. I like that a lot. It's like a subtle, smoky marbling. Looks so cool. And on the insert, we have a photo of the band right here. I'm probably going to butcher these names. I apologize in advance. We have Mr. Henriksen on rhythm guitar, Make Pessinen on drums, Jeff Housel on bass, Janie on vocals, and John Carlson on lead guitar. Alright, so on to the controversy, if we can really even call it that. Here's the deal. The band split up on the eve of the album release. I don't know for what reason. I don't know if anybody knows exactly. It's really none of my business. You know, they came together for the making of this album, pulverized, you know, as far as promoting and hyping the album up. You know, they have this big long thing that, you know, 25 years in the making, and it's technically true. You know, it is. They've been around that long. You know, were they afraid that people would lose interest if they heard that the band split, and so now they have to sort of say, maybe, probably, but the thing is, what they're saying is true. You know, that they've been around since 1990. Okay, they came together for the making of this album, and 40 minutes, it sounds like 25 years worth of trauma, dealing with suffering, agony, just the process of all of it. It really feels like that, concentrated into this 40-minute album. And, you know, I think Pulverized were well within their rights to let us know exactly what this album is. And it is just that. It's a lot of pain and suffering, 25 years worth. And, you know, I'm such a fan of it. Like I said at the beginning, it leans more toward the funeral side, and that's just due to the slow, the heaviness of it all. Think of, you know, like worm phlegm, sort of like that, though not as pronounced, right, in the funeral department. It's just slow, heavy, somber, thoughtful death doom. I absolutely love it. It feels, like I said, like the type of death doom that I want to hear, that I personally like. I can't praise the album enough. I'll be shouting, heralding their praises from the rooftops from here to eternity. Do I hope that they come back together at some point? Of course. Hearing what I've heard, yes, definitely. Would love to see them live, all of that. But if they never come back together, if they remain split up, we have this piece of just absolute death doom, glorious material, and we have that to go off of, and that's enough for me, you know. So anyway, guys, I'll start rambling if I don't stop. Tell me what you think. Let me know in the comments. Have you heard it? What do you think about Eternal Darkness? I'd be curious to hear what you have to say. Jorge, a Christian who collects death metal, signing off. Be blessed.